Here we have a very nice older Hohner button accordion in the keys of F, B flat, E flat. This is a two-voice instrument from around 1930. They're boasting of winning an exhibition in 1926, so somewhere shortly after that. This has had quite extensive renovations on it. To begin with, the bellows were shot, and I've got pictures of the original bellows. But in this case, I've gone to a maker in Europe, and he constructed, using the old bellows frames, constructed a new bellows specifically for this instrument. So sent the frames out, and so now it's very, very tight. You can see how incredibly tight this is. So very nice for a Hohner of this age. What else? After the bellows came back, I did put new gaskets on the top and bottom on the bellows frames, so we have a great seal there. Like I say, this is really amazingly tight for a 31 treble button, 12 bass box. What else? There was fairly extensive work on the keyboard. It had some sort of funky handmade buttons. I've got pictures of the originals on that, and I was able to I'll have a close-up still picture, but you can sort of see it in the video here, where I now have all matching button tops on this. I was able to find some with about the same patina and age. It has beautiful, a little bit worn keyboard, so obviously it's been played a lot. The grill cloth was a mess, so I've replaced that also. I have some, donor parts boxes that I was able to get matching buttons there. Likewise on the bass, there was one of these completely missing, and I was able to replace it with something similar. You can't tell which one it is. Anyway, so the keyboard, because of those funky buttons, I did need to do some removing of some of the parts, and then I had to pull the axle out in order to do the work on there. I've got some pictures of sort of during that process. One of these had just a piece of wood glued onto it that stuck up. It was a hand carved thing, so I cut that down with a saw, to the right height, so I could then mount one of the similar button tops to that. What else? I did polish that axle before putting it in, so that all the key levers rotate nicely. The bass buttons were sort of all different angles and different heights and everything, so I really straightened that out quite a bit. I replaced the one that was missing. Let's see, beyond that, on the reeds, of course I removed all of the reed plates, cleaned, derusted as needed, and put new valves on. This particular model, and I've got pictures of it, show this was used screws and pins to hold all the reed plates in place, not wax. So I was able to retain that. There were a couple screw holes that had stripped, so I just made another pilot hole slightly offset from that, and so I could still retain all the screws, washers, and pins that hold the reed plates in place. It was a little high from concert, so I brought the whole instrument to A440, so it can be played with other instruments, and I've made the tremolo to be about the beat tremolo beat frequency to be 1.5 hertz at the low notes, up to about 5 or 6 on the high ones. So all tuned up, bass and treble sides. This is the basses first. nice sounding reed. That's accidental. Wonderful dynamic range. Fantastic instrument. It's in my top 6 of the amount of effort it took to get it restored, but end results are, I think, very, very pleasing. So been brought back to life, good for many more decades. Hohner FBbEb button accordion, 12 bass, 2 voice.